Hi, in this video I'm going to be setting up a foosball table, and just to show you the brand name, Jeronimo Striker Foosball Table. Alright, so this particular one, the box is 108 centimeters by 61 by 10 and it weighs 14 kilograms. Now I've removed the items from the box. I just want to show you what it looks like when it's completed. So this is what we're working towards. All right, now I'm going to show you step by step how to do this. Right, so in the box you will get the components list and very brief instructions on how to install it. This is the actual table itself. Here's obviously the goals, the sides, and all the components are in these boxes. Right, there are the players, there's the balls, these look like little edges, and these are feet, these are the handles, and then the scoreboard, there's a little Allen key, and then some spanners, the screws, and some more screws. Right, so now it's time to assemble this. Right, you start with the long side and the goal side, and you can see there are pre-drilled holes on the long side and on the short side. So what I do is I line these up like that, and now I take the 30mm screws, there they are, there's a lot of them, and I insert it in the side here, and I'm going to show you now. Right, so using the 30mm screws, you can use their own little screwdriver that comes with, and I've set up the two screws manually, feed it into the holes, and the reason I do that is you don't want to make new holes. Now it does come with its own little screwdriver, there it is, but I prefer to use my own. This is a star, and you just screw it in. You do not have to make it very tight, also considering that this is just a small screwdriver, and if I show you, once it's tight, go about a 16th turn. There we go. If you make it too tight, you're just going to split the hardboard. Now you're going to do that on the other side as well. Right, now it's time to slide the bottom in these recesses all the way into here. Now just be careful, do not open these sides too much, you will snap them. So what you're going to do is you're going to try and insert it into the recess. As you can see, there's a cutout, and then just hold this together. And if you're one person, just put something heavy on this side so when you push it, it doesn't move. Right. You might want to just wiggle it a bit to get in there. There we go. You can see it's got to go in. Alright. Right, now make sure the bottom is inside the groove on all the three sides. Right, there you can see it's in the groove, wedged in. There in the corner you can see it's wedged in. In the middle you can see it's wedged in. Far right corner wedged in. Right, and then on the far right corner you can see it wedged into the side. Right, now it's time to put these soccer players in. I've already done it just to show you the order. It's very easy to put in, you just slide it in. So now the important point is getting the orientation correct. Now you can see this is the goalie, he's a white vest. The white vest goes with the red vest. So you can see they're white, red facing forward. You just slide that in. So it's 1, 2. Then the next red players, as you can see here they are, this is the 5 player. So this slides in like that. And you can see all the red players facing forward. And the last rod of the red players goes over there, and you can see also facing forward. Now looking at the yellow players, you can see this is the 3 facing this way, there's the 5, the 2, and then on the far end is the goalie of the yellow players. Now in my case it arrived damaged. As you can see, the legs are broken, and it's going to take too much time to send it back, so I'm just going to glue these with super glue, and I'll show you that at the end of the video. So hopefully yours is not damaged, and all you'll do is you'll slide in your goalie, and as you can see the blue vested goalie is going with the yellow players facing forward. Right, so I'm just going to summarize the player locations. There you can see the blue vested goalie and his 2 players right next to him. Those are all facing the white goalie, or facing the other team. Then you've got the red, 3 of the red players facing the other team, so they are now opposite direction to the yellow players. And then you can see there's the yellow players again, now facing the opposite direction, or facing the red players. And then you can see there are the red players facing the yellow players, and there you see the yellow players facing the last 2 red players, and then there is the red player goalie. Right, now it's time to put the side on. If you have a look at it, it's still got that recess for the bottom to slide into, and if you look closely you'll also see these holes for the players. So I'm going to push all the players to the furthermost point. I'm then going to feed the players one by one through these little holes here. Right, you might find that the bottom doesn't go into the side easily, so all I recommend you do is you lift it slightly, and as you can see how easy it is to slot it in there. Now at this point, take the two screws, the 30mm screws, line them up on the side, and just check that you thread them correctly manually. Right, now that side is done. Right, so what you want to do on this side is a bit more tricky. You want to put your hand underneath and support this board so that it can slot into the side as it goes along. So you could even just wiggle it a bit, lift it a bit, and you might find that just lifting it up a bit allows it to slot in. If you're battling getting this in, you can also put something underneath here just to hold the bottom up as you put the side on. Right, now be very careful, we're turning this upside down. Right, so just be careful of the players, you don't want to damage their heads and their feet, but I have to flip this upside down now. So what I've done is I've pushed these rods to the end, and now I turn it like that. And very gently turn it upside down. Remember, don't rest it on the heads of the players. Right, now you'll see it comes with this rod and this little piece that goes there. So that goes in between the holes, and then you just thread this rod in. You can see there's a washer, a nut, and I just thread it in. And then the washer, nut, and now I just tighten it. And you'll see it does come with these two little spanners, so you can just do it in opposite directions. Right, now you've got the four legs, and you can see on the inside they've made holes there, and that goes just like that. Right, you've got 8 of these are 25mm, and you can see that it actually screws in there. The nut is actually already in the wood. As you can see, it's got the washer and it is embedded in the wood, so you just need to literally screw this in. It comes with its own hex spanner. There you can see you can use that, or I'm just going to use my impact driver. Now you just do that 3 more times. Note the flap over there. Right, about midway up you'll see there's a space for this piece, and this piece again just comes with its own screws. There you can see these are much thinner. Also got the nut embedded in the wood, and same story here. Right, now you can put the other side on. Note there's a wedge there, and the reason for the wedge is there's a piece that's going to go across the table. Right, using the long screws, the 30mm screws, I'm just feeding it in here manually, and you will see there's already drilled, pre-drilled holes. And then you do the same thing on the other side. Right, now you get these 4 feet and you screw them in, and what's nice about them is you can make them at different heights, so if your floor is uneven you can just leave it unscrewed a little bit or screw it all the way in. Right, now it's time to flip the table over. Right, so just to sum up, 4 legs, cross member there and cross member there. Right, the next step is to fit the corners. Now you'll have 4 of these pieces, they slide over it. If you have a look there, it's got a little space, and it slides over like that, and you do that 4 times, and you can see screw, 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 screw. Now these are the little screws, you can see the short ones, and 4 of them. Now there are pre-drilled holes. Right, the next step is the scoreboard. You will need the little fittings. You can see this one is the scorer. It slides in like that, so that's got to go first, and then you'll see these little end caps. The end cap seats over it. You can see that it actually recesses into these end caps. And you will see a screw hole and a screw hole, and now you just screw it in. And these are the longer screws. Right, and there you can score the soccer game. Now the next step is to take these handles, and you can see that the open side is where the handle goes, and it requires quite a vigorous twist. So you're going to have to really grip it on there, and there you go. I recommend you twist it on. Right, so there you can see the completed foosball. Just need to unwrap all these players. There's the corners, there's the scoring. Right, so make sure they all work nicely, as you can see. And if you have this problem where yours is a bit stiff, as you can see, I'm turning the handle, and this one on the edge here is quite stiff. I'm just going to show you how to resolve that. So to service it, all you do is you open here. You shift that down, and there you can see I can slide that out. And what the problem is this is too tight. So if you look closely here, what has happened is if I insert this, you can see that it clips in there, and look, it'll be, and there you can see it is loose. But if this thing was not inserted correctly in the factory, maybe they inserted it without going into those holes, and it's like that, well then it's now too tight. So if you have this problem, all you need to do is open this and make sure that when it is clipped, the little flanges go into those spaces. So I'm just going to do that now. Yes, and I heard it there, and now look at that. Right, so now I can reinstall this rod. Right, so all I need to do is re-screw the screw in like that, and look at that, much better, fixed. Right, don't need the file. Right, now as I said, my goalie here is broken, so I'm just going to put some paper underneath it, and here is the other side of him, and I'm just going to glue it with some super glue. Now you should take yours back if it comes like this, but I'm just putting some super glue on, and I anticipate a lot of these players to break over time. So I'm just putting super glue on, then I'm going to hold this in place like that, and I've got him upside down so that gravity helps me here. There we go. And now I'm going to leave that for 2 hours. And this player, as you recall, did arrive broken, and I've super glued it. You can actually see the line there and there, but you'll see that it's fine. There's the ball. I'm just going to put it there. So if your man does break, it's not the end of the world. You can just glue it, and I'm sure that a lot of these legs will come off in the next coming months. Right, so that is how you assemble the foosball. Thanks for watching. Cheers.